Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Local Listens, where our host Shane interviews Tacoma local musician Bailey Ukulele. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Shane. Our guest is Bailey of Bailey Ukulele.
Hi guys, how's it going? I am Bailey. I play the ukulele and I sing. And sometimes the crowd sings with me so I don't have to sing, so I can feel better about myself. This is how it goes.
If you haven't seen Bailey Ukulele before, or because of coronavirus, if you haven't watched one of the live streams, feel free to. The live streams, of course, lack the interaction between crowd and person, but still, like, great stage presence.
You know, I always
time.
joke around that my band is literally... and I've done this before at shows where when I introduce a band, I go, okay, hi, my name is Bailey, I play the ukulele and I sing, and here is the rest of my band, and then I point to the audience. Because literally half of my show is just the audience doing something. Because that's how I operate, is that if the audience is dancing or doing some movement or singing, then that means that I don't have to, and then I can just play the ukulele. So, I mean, it works.
Yeah, and it definitely works. It
Yeah.
is always a great time.
Well, thank you.
I know people can't see this. We don't have a camera set up here or anything, but you're currently dressed as a unicorn.
I am. I got this for Christmas, and I'm very excited about it. It keeps me very warm. If you guys haven't seen me before, I like to dress eccentric, usually, whether it's sock monkey pajamas or my unicorn onesie, or sometimes I got booty shorts on. Like, I like to really just dress up crazy at my shows and things.
It goes with the whole stage presence.
Yeah, it does. You know, I like to put on a whole show. It's like a one-man traveling circus for me. Like, I feel like I'm the circus, and then everybody else is just watching, and then all of a sudden I flip it, and then they're the circus, and I'm watching.
See, I love that because the crowd is a circus.
Yeah.
Because something weird and wild always fucking happens.
Right.
So,
and
yeah.
I don't mean like the real circus with the animals, because those circuses suck. Just saying.
Yeah, you know.
I mean like the tiny circuses that you put on with your friends where all of you just dress up like clowns and get really drunk and then do something stupid.
Yeah.
That kind of circus.
You know, Tacoma punk scene.
Yeah! There we are.
So, like, what inspired you to make the music you make?
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, so when I was 3, my mom bought me my first drum kit. Drums is where I started, for those of you who didn't know. And I don't know, I never really liked sports. I think sports are overrated. I don't see a fascination with them. I don't see a reason to have sports. No offense to people that play sports, but you just run around and get hurt. That's literally all sports are nowadays. It's basically like legal violence, essentially. That's how I think of it, you know? And so I decided I was going to try this music thing, and like the drums was fun, and because, you know, I mean, if you ever seen like Snow White, you know the scene where it's Dopey on the drums and he's got the what is it, mosquito or whatever? That's me on the drums. I'm like, I'm all over the place, man. I'm like Animal and that guy put together. And I love it. It's so fun. And I feel like the drums is fun, but you're always in the back when you're playing the drummer. Drummers, you can attest to this, right? Like, we're always in the back and we never get a chance to be up in the front. And so I think that's kind of annoying. I know some bands have done that, but it's not very common. I kind of just, when I was in high school, I thought to myself, I want to be like the guy up in the front where people go, hey, that's the lead singer of the band, you know? And like, I mean, I tried the piano out for a while in high school, and you can't really, I mean, how do you strap a grand piano to your back and carry it with you to a show? I'll wait for the answer. The answer is you can't, okay? I do know the Cacophonics figure out a way to do it every show, and I don't know how they do it. But I applaud the Cacophonics for doing it every show. The guy, he has a backpack, and he just straps on the grand piano. I feel like this is how it goes. When you, I mean...
I would have to agree.
Yeah, I think that's how he does it, is he just straps it onto his back, and then he's like, ow, this really hurts, but I have to get to the show. And he's like walking to the show with his grand piano on his back, and then his drummer is just like, yeah, I'm going to drive.
Yeah.
And like, yeah.
Of course, the drummer is the one that has it easy for once in that band.
Right, of course. Because anyway. So, I don't know. And so then after the piano, I was like, it's not really my thing. And then I found the ukulele, and everybody I went to Guitar Center, and I told the guy, I said, look, I want an instrument that sounds like a guitar, but I can bring it with me everywhere. And he was like, you need the ukulele. And I was like, what's that? And I picked it up. I gave it one strum, and I said, this is what I'm going to do the rest of my life. And I bought one from a local guitar shop, because no offense to Guitar Center, but I do like supporting my local guitar shops. And I'm sure Guitar Center feels the same way. I'm sure they're all about community. And so I got my first ever ukulele from a guitar shop called Guitar Maniacs. Shout out to them. They're in Tacoma. Go check them out. I think they're still open during COVID. I hope they are, because that place will shut down because of COVID. I can see it happening.
Yeah, we
like
need
a lot of other places.
We need to protect as many small businesses as we can at this time.
Please.
So I do know that like people are really struggling with money, but
yeah,
for the people that are going out and like buying things and like gaining all these new interests and stuff while you're locked at home, support local businesses.
Yeah, like support your local shop, man. Like if you want to paint, go to a local art shop and say, hey, I want to buy some paint sets to take home. Or if you want to do music, go to your local music store. I mean, if I have to go get guitar strings, picks, drumsticks, everything else besides the instrument itself, I will go to Guitar Center. It is my favorite place. I'm telling you, I could spend 7 hours in there and get lost.
Yeah,
I'm like a kid in a candy store. I mean, literally, Shane and I went in there one time, and I think we were in there for probably 2 hours, and I think we only went to 2 sections. I mean, that's how sucked in you get, is that you can spend one hour in just one section of the store.
Yeah.
I don't understand. It's like a Disneyland. It's like magic. You just walk in, and all of a sudden, you walk in, and it's 2 o'clock, you walk out, and it's dark, and it's like 10 o'clock at night, and you're like, what happened?
You're like, when did they close?
Yeah. And the guy's like, sir, you have to go, and you're like, wait, one more song.
Yeah. Like, let me play Wonderwall 7 more times.
Let me do the Stairway to Heaven solo one more time, and then I'll play that guitar, and then I'll leave.
Yep.
I swear. Like, anyway, so, I don't know. I just kind of felt like the ukulele was kind of my path. And so I looked up a YouTube video, and the guy was like, here's how you can play 10 songs, or like 20 songs with only 3 chords. And I was like, if this guy can do it with 3 chords, I can do it with 3 chords. So I learned the 3 chords, and then I learned 3 more, and then I learned 3 more. And then I started writing songs because I thought, well, that's what bands do. They don't just, unless you're a cover band, you write your own songs. Even cover bands nowadays sometimes will write their own songs.
Oh, yeah.
Like, about the band. Like, it's pretty impressive. And so, I don't know, I kind of was, like, excited about writing music, and I don't know, I played some open mics, and that was it. And that was where the ukulele part came in. And if you guys haven't noticed, Bailey Ukulele rhymes. Yeah. So it's kind of catchy. That's how people remember my name.
Did you, like, have any ideas for, like a band name before you actually settled with Bailey Ukulele?
Yeah, so funny enough, I started as Bailey Rao, like my name. That was going to be, because, everyone does the Ed Sheeran and Justin Bieber, like, all those people, they all have, like, their name as their band name, and I thought, well, I guess that's what I'll do, and so that was kind of what I went by for a while, and then, I wanted to be a different band name, because I thought that, like, being your name is cool, but, like, if you could be a different name, then, like, it's also kind of leaves a little mystery in your name, like, ooh, like, who is this person? Right, who is this person? I'm gonna go see them. So I toyed around with the idea from the beginning for a while. I don't know why. I just thought that'd be a cool, like, pop punk band name, and so I thought I was gonna be, like, the first guy to ever do only pop punk on the ukulele. Like, that was gonna be my thing, like, kind of like a mix, like, if you have ever heard of, like, Days and Days, it's like what Days and Days and Green Day would sound like in the early 2000s. That's kind of what I thought my genre was going to be, and since now it's changed into a lot of other things, but I kind of thought pop punk was my thing, and so from the beginning just sounded like a very pop punk name, and I toyed around with that for a while, but I was always afraid to put it on open mic lists, so when I'd go, I'd still be Bailey Rao, and then one day I went to the open mic, and I wrote down Bailey, and then at the open mic I was playing at, they also wanted you to write down what you were performing, like what instrument you were using, so they knew, like, what to do on stage. So I wrote Bailey, ukulele. And so I guess when the guy got up there, he goes, now introducing Bailey Ukulele. And then he goes, oh, wait, you play the ukulele. And then I was like, aha. Yeah, that rhymed. And I got up on stage. Born. Yeah, and I got up on stage and I said, yeah, I'm Bailey Ukulele. That's my new name. Like, it rhymes. Everyone will know the name. Like, it was a perfect match. And now, to this day, I am a household name in one household. So if you walk down the street, one person will probably know the name Bailey, and one person will probably know the name Ukulele, but no one will know Bailey Ukulele. So I'm famous. Only half my name is famous. So I'm working on both halves being famous together, but we'll get there.
But for all the people that are drinking Baileys while playing the ukulele,
right?
Then,
but see, then that just brings up more problems of why are you drinking Baileys and playing the ukulele when you can be playing Baileys and drinking the ukulele? Hello, get with the program,
like a
people.
Real musician.
It's 2021. We drink our instruments and we drink our instruments and that's all we do. We just bring our instruments and we play our drinks.
Like,
that's pretty much how every house show goes.
It's not drinking Baileys out of a shoe anymore. It's drinking Baileys out of a
ukulele.
ukulele.
Bro, I should invent that for shows. Get little mini, like those little ones you get like at dollar stores for like that are toys, and just like haul out in the bottom so it's like a beer bong, like a bong. Oh, that'd be sweet. Okay, if anybody has any connections to like a woodworking shop and wants to for free make me a bong out of a ukulele for drinking, I will totally like support your business and like give you tons of business. Shout me out on Facebook and Instagram and stuff. Yeah.
So you kind of mentioned like some of your influences. Like you mentioned Green Day and Days and Days, which are two great bands.
Oh, I love those bands.
What other influences do you have? I know you like play Beer by Real Big Fish every show.
Real
That's kind
Big
of the
Fish.
tradition.
Real Big Fish might be, I mean, if you guys haven't heard Real Big Fish, shout out to them if they ever get to hear this podcast. Somebody tag them in this podcast. Let's see if they'll watch. I am a huge Real Big Fish fan. I've seen them play twice. And I know a lot of people, when they think of like ska punk, that's who they think of. And it's a great band. If you haven't listened to them, they're amazing. I really draw a lot of my, I think, jumping around on stage from them, because what they like to do on stage, if you haven't seen them live, is they'll be playing a song like, When I Get Drunk, and like they'll get the crowd into it, but then they like jump around a lot and like spin around, and I love that. I love doing that on stage, because it's like, I feel like I'm one guy on the big stage, so I'm going to take up the entire stage. I feel like that's what I need to do. My goal one day actually is to get a wireless ukulele with like a wireless pack and get one of those like boy band microphones.
Yes.
So I can get off stage and still play. Because my goal is like, if I was to play All Star by Smash Mouth, which I frequently play at shows, is to actually be playing and singing in the circle pit.
That'd be cool.
Wouldn't it?
That'd be cool.
I think if we can pull that off, that would be pretty awesome. Smash Mouth is another influence of mine. I kind of have like this weird obsession with them. I hope that they don't watch this, because they might actually file a restraining order, which actually would get framed in my house. I'm not kidding you. If that happened, I'd be like Sheldon from Big Bang Theory, because in Big Bang Theory, he has like one from Leonard Nimoy and one from Stan Lee, but it's like a restraining order, but he's like, I got an autograph from Stan Lee. Like, that would be me in Smash Mouth. Like, I don't care if they don't want me to see them ever. I'd be like, I got an autograph from Smash Mouth. Like, that's how I would feel. And I know there's been a lot of controversy with Smash Mouth recently from the lead singer, but I'm not talking about now Smash Mouth. I'm talking about 2000 Smash Mouth, which are two different bands from alternate universes. And you all need to get on the Shrek train if you haven't already. It's the best Smash Mouth documentary.
Yeah, people got to get Shrek'd.
It's true. You got to get Shrek'd.
If you're not getting Shrek'd, what are you getting? You're getting Shrek'd.
Yep, that's
getting
it.
Shrek'd.
You're getting Shrek'd.
Like,
I feel like this is what this podcast is going to be titled. It's going to be Podcast 2, Get Shrek'd. It won't even have my name on it.
Bailey Ukulele gets Shrek'd.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then it's just going to be edited to just get Shrek.
Can we put like a voice changer so I sound like a Scottish like Shrek accent? That'd be amazing. I also want to say though, when we were talking about Green Day earlier, they are my favorite band in the entire world. No other band trumps Green Day for me. Specifically when Trey Cool sings, I feel like that's how my songs get written, is like this funny like. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna plug this real quick. Mystery Monkeys is basically Trey Cool with an extra member. That's how I feel like our songs are written, is like Trey Cool's funny style with like folk punk instruments, and Trey Cool is folk punk. If you think about it, Trey Cool plays the acoustic guitar, and he just plays the guitar and he sings. That's what folk punk is, just playing the guitar and singing. If you ever heard like A Rat Does Cheese, that is a folk punk song. That is my favorite song. Nibble on. Never mind. I don't know if I can say it on the podcast. We might get demonetized.
It's demonetized on our second unmonetized.
Yeah. Nibble on my blank like a blank does blank. There we go. I censored it. Woohoo! Another influence of mine though is this local band called Rocky Start Racket. If you guys haven't heard of that band before, it's my friend Al. He plays all this solo music. The way I always describe it, and Al always tells me this is funny, but I think it's serious. The way I always describe it, it's sad music for happy people. That's how I describe his music.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, it's like I can't quite describe it. It's like he plays all these sad songs, but in your mind, you're like in a happy place when you're hearing the songs. It's like really, you're dancing along to it, and it's like really fun, but all the songs are about sad things. He even has a song called The Happy Song, and it's my favorite song.
Such a good song.
That one and
It
One
really
Drink More
is.
might be my 2 favorite songs he's ever played. But yeah, shout out to Rocky Start Racket and Mystery Monkeys. Check us out on Facebook. We have one song.
Which is a great song.
It's called
check
House
out-
Cat.
Check out House Cat.
Yeah.
You're going to listen to it once, and it's going to be stuck in your head for fucking years.
It will, yeah. And okay, we'll get to. Never mind, we'll get to that later. But there's a lot I wanna just go off on Mystery Monkeys for a while. I could talk to them about them for hours, but yeah, those are. I don't know. I'm really inspired by ska punk and reggae and like pop punk, folk punk, blues. I inspire from a lot of rap. Like there's even some rappers out there, and I'm like, dang, you guys are killing it right now. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like Snoop Dogg from like the 90s. I'm like, okay, technically I don't like any of your lyrics, but like I kind of fuck with it, you know?
There's
like,
been a couple, like, good folk punk bands that have, like, popped out covers of Gin and Juice.
yeah,
Like,
no.
Gin and Juice on the banjo. I
Dude,
swear, it's fucking great.
it's kind of magic, I will
Yeah.
say. Like, yeah.
And, like, of course, the Truck Bed Boys always throw in the smoke weed every day.
Yeah, Truckman Boy, shout out real quick, man.
Yep.
That band I also is really a big influence because my favorite thing that they do is they never play on stage. They have never played on stage before. They always either play on top of a van, on top of a roof, on top of a bar. They play on the floor. They'll play anywhere that isn't on stage. When they go to a venue and they'll be like, yeah, we're gonna play on top of the pool table.
Yeah.
And there's the stage with the microphones, but we're going to play on the pool table. And then they do this thing at the end. I call it the truck bed parade, where they play their last song and they'll walk around, right? And like hang out with the audience, but they'll walk outside, sometimes even around the block, and then come back in and keep playing the song.
Yeah.
Oh,
Such a good show.
That's another band. I think Truckman Boys and Bailey Ukulele are 2 bands where you can't listen to them. You got to go see them live. They're
Yeah.
way better live than I think every band is, but specifically, we bring a lot of audience participation into our shows.
Yeah, like the first time I ever saw the Truck Bed Boys play was a show we played with them
Yeah.
at the Kraken.
Oh,
And it was so good. And like
did they play on stage?
They did for like the first 2 songs.
Oh, wow.
And then they just like
Went off-
walked.
yeah, and then they
And-
ran off and did
Yeah.
then what they normally do.
Yeah, and because like the Kraken is a smaller spot.
Right.
But wait, no, they didn't play on stage. They played right in front of the stage.
Yeah, see? They never
Yeah,
play
see, they
on
didn't
stage.
play on
Yeah,
stage.
they never do.
And Shannon and I were there. Shannon is the other half of my band, Sanatorium Hill. But Shannon and I were there, and we were sitting down, and we were like, all right, so this is the Truck Bed Boys. Like, we heard about them. This is going to be funny. And God, every show of theirs is like hilarious.
It's so good. You know, I think my dream show, if I had to pick a dream show for like local bands to play at, it would be me, the Truck Bed Boys, Are They Brothers, and John Underwood. Because right there, I'm telling you right now, those 4 bands only operate on the crowd. If those 4 bands got together, I have a feeling it would literally be like the audience is the band and we're watching the band.
And that would be a long show because you got to give everybody enough time. Like,
oh, wow.
That
yeah.
isn't like a half an hour set show.
No,
Like-
this is what would happen. I get 10 minutes because all of my songs I play. So you can ask anybody. When I play my shows, I'm like, oh yeah, I got this 30-minute set, and then I get up on stage and it's like 15 minutes long because I play everything double time.
I always play faster. when
I
it's
swear,
loud.
I hate it. I hate doing it, but I can't. All of a sudden I'll play faster. And then Are They Brothers will probably get at least 30 minutes because they're a storytelling folk punk band. So they always have to like explain all their stories. And there's all these parts where you have to sing and where this has to happen and where this has to happen and this and this. And then the Truckman Boys will get probably about 30 minutes because, you know, they're the Truckman Boys and they have their walk they do at the end. And they always they'll rant forever. Like, I remember one time I was at a Chuck show they were playing and they were like explaining to us one of their songs. And I think it was Matt. I think Matt was talking, and he went on he didn't send this whole story about a date he went on for this song, and it was this whole song about scabies. And but before
yes.
that, but they did the whole story about how this song came up. It was like a 10-minute story, but everybody was like, "Yeah, I want to hear this story though." Like that's how. And then John Underwood would come on, and he'd be like, "Okay, so I hope you guys are ready for 2 hours of nonsense that makes total sense."
Yeah.
That's exactly what John
And
Underwood is.
You need to have the Truck Bed Boys play like second to last, and John Underwood headline because
Right.
during the Truck Bed Boys
Right.
set, then the stage is clear, and for
Right.
that like hour of them playing,
Right,
then
John can set
John
up.
has enough time to set up.
And then usually what'll happen is if John sets up quick enough, he'll then grab a horn and play with the Truck Band Boys and
Yep.
then play his own set. That guy,
Or
I
he
swear.
brings out the banjo and plays.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
Yep.
No, John Underwood, I think might be God. I think he might be Jesus.
Multi-instrumentalist. I know, like
He has arms that grow out of him during the show. Like
he is an
you should-
octopus. Yeah.
He is an octopus.
Yeah.
He's
like
like-
definitely.
Yeah, no, that guy is amazing. You got to go see him live. Go check out all these bands live. We'll link it, not in the description. Just go look them up.
You know the movie Monsters Inc.
Yes.
You know when like Mike Wazowski goes on the date and
Yep,
like
yep.
they're at the restaurant and it's like the chef or the bartender or
Yes.
whatever has like multiple
Multiple
arms.
arms, and he's doing
Yeah,
all these things.
That's John Underwood.
No,
John
totally.
Underwood is in fact from Monsters Inc. And
Wait a minute. Can we get a meme? Can someone make a meme where it's a side by side of John performing with all of his instruments and that character? We should do that.
Oh yeah. By the time this is posted, that'll be made.
Yeah,
Definitely.
please. And we will send it to John, and John will love it.
Yeah.
I will also say one more thing about John. I like that this whole podcast is just about John.
Yeah.
Underwood.
Now it's just
Yeah, it's the John Underwood Fan Club Appreciation Podcast. No, but I will say one thing I'm very proud of is New Year's Eve 2020. Shane and I, we were listening to the Punks in the Web's New Year's Eve stream. One was when they were showing my video, and John Underwood commented, "Hey, Bailey Ukulele killed it as always." And then Sanatorium Hill performed, and he said, "I like that. That was really good."
yeah. That
And I
I
just
was
went,
kind of speechless.
and you know what? For me, I was just like, okay, I've made it. Like, if John Underwood says it's good, like, that guy plays so many instruments and probably is good. I mean, seriously. That
Yeah.
guy, if you get a John Underwood stamp of approval, you've pretty much made it in the folk punk scene for sure. Because, I mean, all you really need is the three fathers of folk punk. John Underwood, Jesse from Days and Days, and AJ, well... Who would be in if there was a Mount Rushmore, who would be in the four?
Oh God.
John would be on there for sure, and so would Jesse. I feel like them, because John's played with everybody virtually.
Yeah. God, John has done so
John,
many
Jesse,
things.
John, Jesse.
John,
Jesse,
Jacob,
Jingleheimer Schmidt. His name is my name too. Wow,
Yeah, that just happened.
Yeah, I did. No, okay, John, Jesse. Okay, Pat and the Bunny.
Oh yeah.
Pat and the Bunny would be on that list. And I'm gonna say probably anyone from the Bridge City Sinners. Maybe even the whole band as like one face. So when it's merged together, it's one face. Because they're in like 17 different bands. Like they're like basically John Underwood, but like in every band.
Yeah. Each member has their own side project.
And then each
everything.
side project has a side project.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. It's like I said, it's like John Underwood, but like as like 17 different bands.
Yeah.
Because it's like all of his instruments in different bands. It's crazy. But okay, let's move on because if we talk about John anymore, I think I might have an orgasm. So
So, what would you say is like the best show you've played?
okay, hold on. This is a tricky one. Well, okay, if we're talking about a real actual venue, house venues included, I would have to say, it was a small show, but I would have to say the best show I have, there's two. One was at the bomb shelter, and it was my senior release party, because it's right there in the title. It was my senior release party.
Do you mean your birthday?
Yeah, my birthday. Yeah.
We played that show, and Shannon totally forgot that it was the CD release party and just walked up to
you
Bailey.
guys have played you guys have been and played three different birthday shows.
three different birthday shows before then, and then Shannon just walked up to Bailey before the show and went, "Yeah, happy birthday."
So now it's kind of a joke whenever we play a show together. I'm like, "Yep, happy birthday, Shannon."
Yep.
Like, yeah, it's kind of our thing. But no, I really like that show because I don't have t-shirts, I don't have stickers, I don't have buttons, I don't have hats, I don't have sweatshirts. I had CDs. I had one run of CDs, 100 copies, and I had a senior release show, and that was my crowning moment because that was the first time I'd ever felt like, okay, I've done something. Like, it's not just me playing on stage. I did something that people can go home and listen to. If you guys haven't checked out that album, it's on Bandcamp. It was just a great show, and everybody that played, I mean, Heart Rot was on that list, and Heart Rot always kills it every time. Flora and Fauna, Fern Thunderfoot, I mean, always kills it. Sanatorium Hill played, which if you haven't heard them before, they're pretty fantastic.
Yeah, I've never heard them before in my life.
I know. I went to one of their shows and then I fell asleep halfway through their set, and then I got woken up to someone screaming "Mary" in my ear, and I was like, "What's going on?" And then they told me to take a drink, so I did. And then who else played that show? Oh, Alice May played that show.
Alice.
And if you haven't seen Alice May play, which I think it's now actually Self Harmony, I believe is the new name of the project. You need to go check that stuff out, because what Alice does, halfway through, go, okay, now we're going to do spoken word, and everyone's going to get emotional. And then you will.
Yeah.
You will all start to cry.
Oh, yeah.
And then they'll go back to playing folk punk, and you'll be like, oh my God. Like, I can't cry and mosh at the same time. It doesn't work. It's a really transient experience. My other favorite show, though, is actually 2 festivals I played, which was... Once was Punks in the Woods. If you don't know what Punks in the Woods is, Punks in the Woods!
Punks in the Woods!
It's like a big music festival they have in Packwood every year. If you haven't gone yet, pack up your stuff Labor Day weekend and go and call out of work. And if they tell you that you can't get the days off work, say then I quit. Because honestly, you don't want to miss it.
It's worth it. Quit your job for it.
It
100%. Spend the weekend in the woods with like
with a bunch of strangers you don't know.
That you don't know.
And like 3 people you do know.
Yeah, and
dance around, and then at the end of the weekend, just call unemployment and say, well, I did something and I need help.
Yeah.
And if they don't help you, then go work for Rhino.
Go work for Rhino.
I like how in the first podcast we really dissed the Thing Festival, and now in this podcast we're dissing Rhino staging.
Yeah.
This is great. Yeah. Don't work as a stagehand or you'll get screwed up and messed up like us.
So many back pain.
So
many back pain.
Oh, God. Okay, that's a whole nother podcast.
Oh yeah, that'll be.
But and I really liked the festival I played. I played one at Wright Park. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Music and Art in Wright Park. It used to be this cool festival they had. It was really big. They had a bunch of punk bands, and then it kind of faded out. And this new one came in last year called Music and Heart in Wright Park. My friend was putting it on and asked me if I'd open up the show. I just love playing festivals in general. There's something about a festival show where you're like, it's big space, big audience, and like you can really move around more. And the best part of that show is I was playing Beer by Real Big Fish, and I got to the part, it was right after the bridge where, it's like, maybe someday I'll think of what to say. And then I got to the part and I was holding this like G note, and I said, okay, I'd like to bring up a special guest, my little brother Micah. And I had my little brother Micah on stage.
Video of this. It was great.
So my little brother Micah comes up on stage, and I said, okay, on the count of 3, on 3, Micah's gonna jump and you guys are gonna catch him. We're doing a stage dive. And that was like his first stage dive, and it was at my show with like 20 people. And if you like Shane said, if you haven't seen me perform yet, I will get a stage dive in with 4 people.
Oh yeah.
I will, even if there's one person at my show, that one person will hold up their hands and somebody will jump. I'll get the bartender to jump off the stage. I don't care how small the show is. I'll make it seem like there's 1,000 people at our show.
I mean, you control the crowd so well.
I feel like I'm like an orchestra with the crowd. Like I'm just like.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to finish this song unless somebody fucking sings along.
Right.
I will hold this chord all night.
And then everyone goes, hey, like that's how my shows go.
Yeah.
But yeah, he stage dived. It was amazing. There's a video circulating. I think it's on my Bailey Ukulele page. It might only be on my personal page. So if you're not my friend, I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you informed.
What would you say is like the worst show you've played?
When I thought of this question, the first thing that came to mind was my first year at Glacier Grind, because we played it at a venue that's not around anymore that I really enjoyed called the Luminarium. I'd like to give a special shout out to Michelle. Michelle had that venue, and it was, I don't even know quite how I don't think did you ever go there?
No, that closed down before we even moved out.
Before you moved, yeah. But you know the stories. You know the spot.
I've heard a lot about it.
Yeah. It's like a weird like warehouse that was kind of like, it used to be a brewery, I guess, and then the brewery shut down, and then this one guy had it, and then like Michelle moved in and like made it into her like antique oddity curiosity shop / music venue, and it was awesome. And so I saw that there was this thing called Glacier Grind, which is like this festival that they do in the winter in January. Usually it would be happening right now, but it's not. But, well, also, the buddy who did it passed away, so I'd like to dedicate this to him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, to
R.I.P.
Mouse. Yeah, R.I.P. to Mouse. I saw that this was going on at the Luminarium, and I thought, it's the Luminarium. I want to play, because any chance I get to play at Michelle's house, I want to play. Because Michelle is like family to me. She's like, I consider everybody family, but she's family. And so I was like, I want to play the show. So I contacted Mouse and I was like, hey man, how do I get on this show? And Mouse was like, I can put you in. It sounds interesting. You do folk punk. Sounds exciting. Let's put it in. Yeah, I wasn't the right guy for the show. The band that played before me was, or actually no, I was opening up the show, and the band that was set to play after me, I left after I played because I found out the night before, because it was a 2-day festival. I found out the night before that there was a shooting outside the venue.
Oh, wow.
And so I did not want to be a part of that the second day. So I left. But the band that was supposed to play after me was a sludge grindcore band playing after folk punk.
Okay, I mean that's a little bit of a change.
Yeah, so I don't know if my set was kind of working for the show. And I also, if you can picture it, everyone close their eyes right now. If you can picture it, it's like there's like the mixer board, and then I'm right behind the mixer board playing my set.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a stage, but the premise of the show was all ages, no stages. So you were supposed to play on the ground for the first one at least, and for the first year. And so that was kind of the thing, was that like you were supposed to play off stage, and so I ended up playing behind the soundboard for whatever reason. That's where they wanted me, and I butchered my set. I think I messed up like half the lyrics to "Everything Will Be Fine." I played Gimp on Blink-182, and then I got to my Green Day song, and I usually do Minority if I'm gonna do a Green Day song, and halfway in the song, I'll do Billy Joe Armstrong's like Always Participation part where I'm like, hey oh, and then everyone's supposed to sing it back, and no one sang it back except for my stepdad John.
Ooh, that's
so that was a
hard.
bad show. I wasn't too. Oh, and I think my uncle and aunt also were there, and they were singing along, but it wasn't my finest show. But yeah, I think that would probably be the worst show I've ever played. Either that or the one that I played at the Funhouse. I love that venue, and that was a fun show. But like, I felt so out of place because I knew nobody that was playing. Because normally, I feel like nowadays when I book a show or when I play a show, it's with all my friends, it's with all my family. It's like, it's like, hey, guess what? Are They Brothers, Sanatorium Hill, Counterfeit Reality, and Gray are playing this show, and I hang out with those people at least once a week when it's not COVID.
Yeah.
So like, when it's like nobody you know playing the show, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of it. It's kind of strange to me.
When we're able to have shows again, it's going to be like a fucking family reunion. Like
Punks in the Woods for 2021, if it can happen, it's going to be insanity.
Oh, yeah.
I need to talk to Joy about possibly trying to get Monday as like another day. And like,
they could probably do it. Like, people are going to be kind of like fiending for it.
We need it. If they can pull off an extra day.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there's a lot more bands that have come out since quarantine. One of them is Norge. If you guys haven't seen Norge, go check out Punks and Webs' live streams.
Norge has put out some good stuff.
Yeah, and they're a new band. They started during quarantine because they all live in the same house together, or they live like right next door, and it's like, how are you not gonna see them?
Yeah.
Like, and living in the same apartment complex essentially. And so they all started this band together during quarantine, and they're amazing. Like, they've got some good stuff. So I mean,
yeah, and that's out. Like, they're out of Squim, right?
Yeah, I think they're Squim, PA, that area up there.
Yeah.
The area that like I want to go to that I never can because it's so. That's like Alaska. Like, I want to go to Alaska to visit people because I have 2 friends that live in Alaska. Shout out to Nessa and Ralph.
Yeah.
And I want to go visit them and like play their venues and like do a tour up in Alaska, but like I haven't done it yet. And now because of COVID, I can't. So stay tuned because 2021 might be the year that Bailey Ukulele finally goes on tour. Let's make it happen, guys.
Hey, it'd be cool. I really want to do a tour through Canada.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to say it right now. Let's start, when COVID's over and when we're able to play shows again, let's start a GoFundMe. We'll get everybody to donate money, and let's do it. We'll start in Washington, we'll drive through Canada, we'll hit up Alaska, and we'll come back. I'm telling you right now, Sanatorium Hill and Bailey Ukulele are going on tour to Canada, to Canada.
I totally space on their names, but Sanatorium Hill
yes.
Played a show back in Milwaukee.
Okay.
Because like we moved out here from Wisconsin.
Right.
We played a show with Escape from the Zoo.
So I fangirled for a moment because I'm in love with that band.
We the Heathens was on that that show, and Skeleton Royals, which was like the band I played with. I wasn't really like officially a member, but I played like bass for them.
You were the Jason White of the band?
Yeah, I was the Jason White.
Got it.
And
that was a Green Day reference, by the way.
And we played that show, and there were these 2 people from Canada that were like, hitchhiking their way down to Austin.
Oh, wow.
And they stopped for that show, and we hung out with them like most of that night.
Yeah.
And they're great people. And then like we added each other on like Facebook and
Hell yeah.
Instagram and stuff. And they've reached out to me a couple times and were
That's
just like, if
cool.
you're ever in this area
Yeah,
of Canada,
like, come
we'll
on.
like. I have no idea what area
Let's
of Canada
go.
that
We're
is right
we're
now,
going to
but-
Canada. If you two are watching, we're coming for you.
Yeah, we'll go up. We'll hit Alaska, go
Right.
through that. We'll like travel east, cut through
Yep.
Canada. The car will break down. We'll have to like hop a train, and then
Yes.
we'll rob a 7-Eleven,
Yes.
and that'll be
As
the
you
money
would,
to get
as
home.
you knew. Right,
Yeah.
exactly. I thoroughly agree. I also want to point out that show, all the lineup you just said, for any folk punk like fan, like I feel like everybody at home is like screaming
It
because
was
of
a
that
great show.
That lineup though, like
It was a great
Escape from
show.
the Zoo and We the Heathens, like those are two that people are going to be like, oh my god, you really did play a show with them.
And it was the first We the Heathen show that they went all electric.
Wow.
Which was amazing to see. The sound guy had some issues, like the Robin and their violin were like real quiet. But
yeah.
hell, that was a great fucking show.
Shoot.
So good.
I want to mention something because I realized we didn't mention it in the last podcast, and we need to mention it in this podcast because it's not going to show up anywhere on the questions, but it's going to show up as an answer later on. A band that I want to shout out is Window Smashing Job Creators.
Yes.
We didn't mention them, but
Yes, we do.
I thoroughly would like to point them out because they do what none of us can do, which is have 12 members on stage. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Also, when the last show in like the Pacific Northwest before Corona hit
Yeah.
was that show at the Chuck
Yes.
with like the Bridge City Sinners and the
Oh,
Window
I
Smashing
was
Job
meant to go
Creators
to
and the
that
Truck
show.
Bed Boys.
Yeah.
I almost went to it, but like something came up that night, and I was like, no, like, I
Man.
can't. And God,
Oh.
seeing the pictures of that, it was
Yeah.
when the Window Smashing Job Creators played, they pulled up like other members of the Bridge City
Yeah,
Sinners
I
and
remember
stuff.
that,
The crowd
yes.
was fucking huge, and God, I wish I made it to that.
That was, I mean, you talk about a band like you guys that are all about hating cops and hating Nazis. Window Smashing Job Creators, all of their songs slap. There's not
Oh,
a
yeah.
song they will put out that won't be good.
Oh yeah,
Go check them out. They're amazing.
in our like close knit community here,
Yeah.
like
They are towards the top. Like,
oh yeah. So we kind of got away from like some of the questions we had written down here, but
I
hey,
get sidetracked with my friends.
yeah, we gotta make up time and like
Right.
bullshit and everything. So like if there was like one famous band and one local band
one semi-famous. Yeah.
you would love to play with.
Oof. Okay, well, for local, it's got to be Sanatorium Hill. I've never played a show with them before, but if anyone has any contact info, please hit them up because I would love to do a show. No, I'm just kidding. I think they might be the one band I've played the most shows with.
We do play a lot of shows
The
together.
only reason why, and I will tell you this is the honest truth, and Shane can attest to it, I will text Shane 2 days before a show and go, so there's this show I'm playing and they need another band. You want to play? And you know what the response is always going to be? It always is, yeah, I think we can do it.
Yeah, like
Usually Shane will be like, yeah, I think we can pull it off.
I'm a stagehand and an audio engineer. I don't have a work schedule.
Right. And then and that's the best part though, is that because we're both like in the stagehand community and the audio community, it's like, yeah, we'll play a show, and if the sound guy's not there, yeah, we'll just run the sound ourselves.
Yeah, we could do that. We'll just
Yeah.
hop up. We'll do it.
Right.
That's fine.
We'll put on our own show. I think talking about like the venues really quick, because we were talking about like my favorite venue. I think the Valley is up there too.
All the valleys. good.
Because I've played so many shows at the Valley, and I've gotten Shane to come and try to play shows at the Valley with me more. I think you and I have played a show at the Valley before. Or
Yes.
was that only the Just Hill show? Or I swear there was a show I
That
came
might
to
be
at the Valley.
Just Hill show. Yeah.
But no, I swear I went to the Valley once and you guys were playing a show, or maybe I'm imagining things. Have you guys ever played the Valley? We're gonna look this up and get
Yeah.
back to you. That place though, and I just love those shows where the guy will say, "Yeah, you can play a show, but you got to pick the bands." That's my favorite thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's my dream job, is to be a band booker, because I'll just be like, "Yeah, let me get all of my friends together and let us wreck your stage.
Yeah.
Watch how much we're gonna destroy your venue." By the end of it, all the people that came to the show were like, "What have I done?" And the sound guy's going, "Crap, I'm gonna need new microphones." And we're all going, "That was a good show."
Yeah, like I don't play the drums. I bang on the stage loud enough that it sounds like a drum.
Right.
They'll have a hole.
And then people are coming up to you saying, "Man, your show was great." And I'm like, "Yeah, my ukulele was down in tune the entire show. Was that on purpose? Of course it was."
Yeah, of course. Who the fuck knows how to tune their instruments?
Right.
Like-
No one tunes an instrument. I joke around when I get up on stage. Let me make sure my ukulele is out of tune real quick, because usually it is. But no, I think for local bands, honestly, I will say for local talent, honestly, I would love to play a show with Ferns Underfoot. I've never done a show with Ferns Underfoot. I would love to do it because all those people in that band, I have literally spent hours upon hours talking with them. They are some of the most kindest people you will ever meet in your entire life. There is nothing negative, and I'm sure you can attest, Shane, there is nothing negative I can say about that band.
Actually.
Oh, no.
Actually. You played my birthday show, right?
Sure, he did it again.
Ferns Underfoot
Played your
that
birthday show.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
See?
Wow. Okay. Wait. No, we can do this.
Take 3. What band have you not played with?
Dang it! Is there a band I haven't played with that's local? I have not. Okay, I haven't done a Mikey Muffins show yet.
Okay. Boom. We
Boom.
got one.
There we go.
got one.
Mikey Muffins. Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. Mikey Muffins, if you're watching this, we're gonna set up a show with you, me, and Ralph, and it is just going to be a battle of the ukuleles. That will be the title of the show, and it will be the 3 of us playing ukulele songs. I can't. Is there anyone else we know that does ukulele as their show? Grace does it sometimes, but I think it's more the guitar.
Yeah.
Eugene will pull out the ukulele occasionally, but that's still just the guitar. I think that's it. I think those are the 3 that I can think of that just do the ukulele. No, Nessa does do the ukulele a lot.
Okay, so yeah, Nessa plays.
So if we did Sasshole and Mikey Muffins and Ukulangelo and Bailey Ukulele on a show, if we called it the 16-string tour, and we all played a bunch of shows together, that would be amazing. I say you guys are probably thinking it's not 16 strings because each ukulele has 4 strings. I only play with 3.
Yeah, that is your thing.
I don't know why. I always break the bottom string, or no, the top string. I mean, I always break it. I don't know how, but that is the only string that will ever break on my ukulele is the top string. So I always play with 3. Now, if we're talking about famous bands, how famous are we talking? Like really famous? Like I know in the last podcast, Shannon said Florence and the Machine, like that famous?
Yeah, like, would you play with the Rolling Stones if they asked you?
Oh, wow. Only if Mick Jagger would let me sing "I Ain't Got No Satisfaction," but really loudly, so loud that it drowns out everybody else. So all you hear is me.
Just belting it.
And I also want to play their song. I forget what it's called, but there's a parody song somebody made called "In Yugoslavia." But no, for famous bands, it would either be Green Day, Less Than Jake, or Days and Days. I would love to do a show with any of Jesse's things that he does.
Both famous and local, what would you say are like your top 5 favorite bands?
Shoot. I had this last week when we were doing the first podcast. I had it written down for myself, and now I do not remember what I wrote down. I didn't grab the paper with me on the way over. Famous, we're going to go Green Day is number 1. I love Green Day. And really any of Green Day's side projects. Pinhead Gunpowder, The Network, which if you haven't heard of The Network Money 2020 Part 2, let's see, Real Big Fish, Less Than Jake, let's see, Bob Marley, and honestly, and this might surprise some people, I gotta say The Doors.
Oh, hell yeah.
I love The Doors, man. The way that they do their music where it's like that's the kind of music that I want to like sit down with a friend, put their vinyl on, and like sip a non-alcoholic beverage. I'm catering it towards Shane because Shane doesn't drink. So we'd be sipping a non-alcoholic beverage and just sit there and really close our eyes and just listen to the music.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Actually, The Doors and just Jim Morrison in general is what got me into like writing poetry when I was younger.
See, like Jim Morrison. Hey, shout out to Wayne's World 2. When Wayne has his like epiphany dream. Have you seen Wayne's World 2?
Not in a long time.
But okay, in Wayne's World 2, there's like he has this like dream, but Jim Morrison's talking to him, and there's like a shirtless like Indian guy who leads into Jim Morrison. I feel like at some point in your life, Jim Morrison will speak to you in a dream, and that's how you know that you've made it in music. Is when Jim Morrison talks to you. I mean, think about it, man. Like if you have a dream and Jim Morrison's in it, it's probably gonna be a good dream.
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
unless he's like also a spider and he's chasing you down an alleyway of like red oozing
But wait,
sponges.
what if he does that, though, and then at the end, when he finally comes up to you, he goes, here's a guitar, now play songs with me.
I would still be traumatized.
But wouldn't you play a song with him anyway?
Yeah.
Because then you can say I played a song with Spider Jim Morrison.
So we're at that part of the podcast of the
Show?
interview
The
question,
interview? Yeah. The thing.
conversation here, whatever we want to base this off of, that we ask the person performing. When we ask the guest to perform. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you know what songs you are going to be playing?
I will not be doing any covers today. Shocker block.
Oh shit!
No covers. It's surprising. I know. Half my set is covers. I get knocked down. Okay. No, seriously. I'm gonna play. I think the first song I'm going to play is "Everything Will Be Fine." I'm drinking to forget the pain you caused me when you drove me insane. I wanted to tell you how I feel, but you screwed me over. Here we go. I guess everything will be fine. I guess everything will be fine. I guess I will get over you. I guess I will get over you. I guess I will sing by myself. Here we go again. Tell me something I don't know. I waited for everything to be okay, but things never changed. So I moved on, far on. I guess everything will be fine. I guess everything will be fine. I guess I will get over you, but I guess I will get over you, but I guess I will sing by myself. Here we go again. Now I know this is very indulgent of me, but I was gonna see if maybe Shane would sing the chorus with me one time. If we could get that in. I guess everything will be fine. I guess everything will be fine. I guess I will get over you, but I guess I will get over you. I guess I will sing by myself. Here we go again. Thank you so much. Wow, that was cool. I like that a lot.
I did notice it clipped at the beginning there.
Oh.
Hopefully we can fix that.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna play one more, I think. I think I have time for one more.
oh yeah.
Went to a punk show and I didn't know the bands. Don't care about them, yeah, you know, I'm not a fan. Shout out to Al real quick. Not here for beer, and I'm not here for my friends. There's only one thing that I'm after in the end. House cat, I wanna pet that house cat. House cat, meow meow meow. And I don't wanna talk to nobody, I just wanna chill with you. You're so gosh darn cute and fuzzy, I don't know what to do. So full of charming grace, I wanna pet your face. You wanna claw my eyeballs out. I'm getting at your seat, I love you, please love me, at least for right now. House cat, I wanna pet that house cat. Shane, you ready? House cat, meow meow meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. I think I'm a cat. I I think about every kind of cat. The orange ones, the gray ones, the black ones, the green ones, the pink ones, the purple ones. You know, if I could just go outside and take all the cats from outside and bring them inside and then roll a string on the ground and watch them chase the string, like, can you imagine how great that would feel? Or like maybe we'll go to the animal shelter and we'll take all the cats from the animal shelter and bring them home and quarantine with them and snuggle in bed with them, like the ones with the bow ties and the hats. I just loved all the cats. Cats are beautiful. Hey, Gab, but I can't have all the cats. I'm sorry. That would be crazy. House cat. House cat. I want to pet that house cat. House cat. Meow, meow, meow. I want to pet that cat. Pet that cat. That house cat. Oh, I want to smoke catnip with that house cat. I want to drink cat wine with that house cat. I want to do cat things with that house cat. I want to pet it all the way down. House cat. Thanks, guys. My name is Bailey Ukulele. Find me on Facebook, on YouTube, on Bandcamp. This has been Local Listens. And Shane, you got anything else to add?
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being a great guest, Bailey.
Thank you so much for
I
having
look
me.
forward to the next one we do of these when it won't be us interviewing each other. It'll be
Right.
us interviewing whoever.
Yeah, we're the hosts
this.
of the show, so the next podcast will be a lot better. Anything else to add, Percy?
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Local Listens, where we interviewed Bailey Ukulele from Tacoma, Washington. Next week, we will be interviewing Ralph, an artist local to Alaska. Have a great and music-filled week.